Washington, I'm sleeping night. Power moves out of sight. Secrets buried in the rain, running through the Capitol veins. Control is fragile, truth is pain. In the city, nothing stays buried. Capitol veins.
Washington, D.C. looks clean in the daylight. But power doesn't move in daylight. It moves in silence, in shadow, and in blood. 3 years ago, a crime disappeared. Tonight it comes back. Episode 1, The Man Who Fixes Things. Rain hit the windows of the Hart Senate office building like static. Washington, D.C. never really slept. It just dimmed. Julian Mercer preferred it that way. At 2:13 a.m., the city belonged to people like him. He stood alone in a glass-walled conference room overlooking Constitution Avenue. Jacket off, sleeves rolled, phone pressed to his ear. "I don't care what the story says," Julian said calmly. "By sunrise, it disappears." On the other end, a voice trembled. "She's got a hospital records, Julian. Photos. The police report." "The police report doesn't exist." Silence. Julian stared out at the wet pavement below. Headlights smeared across the street like bleeding ink. "You called me," he continued, voice even, "which means you already know this can be handled." The man exhaled slowly. "You're sure?" Julian didn't blink. "I'm always sure." He ended the call. By 3:05 a.m., 2 journalists had been redirected. A local editor had received a quiet favor reminder, and a detective had been informed that his upcoming promotion depended on discretion. The system wasn't broken. It was adjustable. Julian adjusted it. At 3:42 a.m., his secure phone buzzed. Not the public line, the black one. He frowned. Only 3 people had that number. He answered. "Yes." A pause, then a woman's voice. Low, steady. "You missed something 3 years ago." Julian's jaw tightened, barely. "I don't know who this is." "You left a piece behind." The rain outside intensified. Julian walked slowly toward the far wall, keeping his voice level. "If this is extortion, you've already miscalculated." "It's not extortion," she replied. "It's a pattern." His chest tightened, just slightly. "What pattern?" A faint echo, like she was in a parking garage. "Union Station, 2 hours ago." Click. The line went dead. Julian didn't panic. He didn't react. He simply grabbed his coat. Union Station was half lit, half shadow. Police lights reflected off marble floors. The media hadn't arrived yet. That meant it was still containable. Julian flashed credentials that weren't technically official, but no one questioned him. Authority was 90% posture. He stepped past yellow tape. A body lay near the lower escalator. Covered, but not fully. The detective on scene approached him cautiously. "Mr. Mercer, this is unusual." Julian nodded. "I was told." "You were told." The detective raised an eyebrow. Julian didn't answer. Instead, he crouched, slowly lifted the edge of the sheet. The victim's wrists were marked, not random, not chaotic, precise, symmetrical. Julian's pulse slowed. He had seen this before, 3 years ago, in a townhouse off Massachusetts Avenue. A congressman's son, a girl who fell down the stairs. Except she hadn't, and Julian had erased it. Every trace, every witness, and every whisper. Except. He stood up. "Who found her?" he asked. "Transit security. Cameras glitched for 7 minutes." Julian closed his eyes for half a second. 7 minutes. Same as before. "Was anything taken?" Julian asked. The detective hesitated. There was something in her hand, a coin, old foreign. "We bagged it." Julian's heart thudded once. A coin. He forced his expression neutral. Let me see it. The detective signaled an officer. A clear evidence bag was placed in Julian's hands. Inside, a tarnished silver coin with a symbol carved into it. Not printed. Carved. Julian recognized it instantly, because 3 years ago, he pocketed one and destroyed it. Or at least he thought he did. His secure phone vibrated again. Unknown number. He answered. The same woman. You see it now. Julian stared at the coin. What do you want? Her voice lowered. I want you to remember what really happened. He swallowed nothing. There is no really. There's what survives. Wrong, she whispered. There's what repeats. Click. Julian looked back at the body, the positioning, the markings, the missing camera footage. Someone wasn't killing randomly. They were recreating. And the only people who knew the original details were him, the congressman's son, and the girl. But the girl was dead. Julian straightened. Shut this down, he told the detective quietly. No leaks, no press. This never leaves internal. The detective hesitated. That's not how homicide works. Julian's eyes hardened. It is tonight. As Julian walked back into the rain, he felt something he hadn't felt in years. Not fear, not guilt, exposure. Someone was peeling back a layer. And if they kept peeling, they wouldn't just find corruption. They'd find him. Across the city, in an underground parking garage beneath a Georgetown office building, a woman stood beside a black sedan, watching a live feed on a tablet. Union Station, police tape, Julian's silhouette. She smiled faintly. Control is an illusion, she murmured. Then she placed another silver coin on the hood of her car. 3 more lay beside it, which meant tonight wasn't a message, it was the beginning.